What do you do when you lose count when you're trying to make a transition? Let's talk about that right now. This is Share the Knowledge.
This is the Share the Knowledge podcast for DJs. Today's podcast is brought to you by Bandzoogle.
All right, so the first question is, I've been DJing for years and was wondering what advice you have for your timing video. Meaning, like, what happens if you lose count? Do you just wait for the one after the phrase you lost count in and start over? I think that's a great question. Well, look, I like to talk about counting music. I like to talk about how it is one of the fundamentals, and actually in my mix tutorial series on YouTube, that is part 1 in the playlist. Before the actual introduction, I want people to start with the counting music video. You need to understand about beats, bars, and phrases, and you need to practice counting music. So at first, that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to get you started. Mind you, I'm talking about music with that 4/4 time signature. If you have no understanding of what I'm saying, you need to check that video. But most of the music we play has the same time signature, and in that time signature, you have 4 beats for every bar. All right, so we start with counting the beats, then you start counting bars, then you start learning about phrases, the structure of songs, and all of this is necessary for you to create a sense of timing for your transitions. But I understand that sometimes if you're not trained enough yet, you might lose the count. This could happen, and it is actually a sign of not being skilled enough at counting yet. So yes, it is possible to, if you lose the count in the phrase, to just wait and see if you can find that one again. If you have enough time in the track, you could do that. I remember when I started out first playing at parties, house parties, we would bring our equipment and I would DJ. I would get nervous, and sometimes I would basically either lose count or I couldn't match the beats fast enough. The next verse would start. I would have to wait, and hopefully I would get it. And I admit there's been a couple of times, and you might have been there as well, that I was almost at the end of the song and I did not have my beats matched yet, and then you hear that dreaded fade out when the song ends and you're not ready. I hated that. Everyone looks at you. It's part of the game though. You learn from it. But at a certain point, you should be able to just find the count and keep the count without even counting. So yes, the answer is, if you lose count, you need to just listen to the track again, find that count again, see if you can recognize where a new pattern begins, where a new phrase begins, and take it from there. Now, if you know the songs, it should also help out a lot. So if you're listening to the song and you forgot the count, but you know the song, you should be also able to tell when the next chorus is coming in. That is why it's also so important to know your music. Now, in my case, I'm talking about choruses. I play a lot of hip hop and R&B. You're dealing with choruses, verses, choruses, and of course, maybe an intro and an outro. If you're playing other types of music, you might be more into having like intros, breakdowns, drops, you name it, the build up. All of those things are recognizable. So anytime you hear that new switch, you also know that you can start your count there again. But it all starts with actually really mastering how to count music, because once you master it, you're not even counting anymore. Your whole system can just tell. I don't count. I haven't counted in years. Now, let me correct myself. I haven't counted for years when I'm doing transitions, but if I have new music and there's a new track that has a start that is a little bit different than the normal, so it doesn't start on the 1, but it has like a really unorthodox drum roll type of start, then I'll have to take a couple of listens, count while I play it to find out how it exactly comes in. Once I know, and then that's done. But when it comes to transitions, I haven't counted music in years. So keep on practicing, and you should be able to get there as well. And then we're not even talking about losing count anymore. You just checked out a video clip from my Share the Knowledge podcast. For the full audio episodes, you can find me on SoundCloud, Anchor, and all podcast platforms. You can find links in the description box down below, so check that out as well. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter so you don't miss out on the weekly highlights of everything I posted across all platforms. That's it for now. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, make sure you do. If you like the video, like it and share it. I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.
Bandzoogle makes it easy to build a stunning website for your music in minutes. You can choose from hundreds of mobile-friendly themes and then customize your design and content in a few clicks with Bandzoogle's easy visual editor. Now, all the features you need for a professional website are already built in, including tools to sell your music and merch commission-free, mailing list tools to grow your fan list and send newsletters, and integration to pull in content from all your online services, including Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud. I use Bandzoogle to create the Share the Knowledge podcast website, and that was very easy. Bandzoogle plans start at just $8.29 a month and include your own free custom domain name. Now, if you want to try it out for free for 30 days, click on the link in the description box down below and be sure to use the promo code SHARE to get 15% off the first year of your subscription.